Right. Let's do my point. Obviously, I won't make mine a 1 hour point. So I've got a pretty simple one. It's in the news for everyone at the moment. But I think people will be surprised that I would pick this as my good. Because if you know the format of the show, normally, Maui, I'd do this as the ugly, wouldn't I? I'm just going to say as my good, Falcons signing kyousuke. And the reason why is this. Because before this, I don't ever pretend. I've never done this. I never went to watch Donk when he was playing before. I watched like a few highlights of Ziwu when he was on like against all authority. But I don't go deep on those players because my logic goes, when they come to tier 1, I'm going to watch all their games anyway, and I'm going to get to experience, can they do it at tier 1? By the way, if they can't do it at tier 1, then I've wasted my fucking time going deep on them in all these face-it games and fucking tier 2 against online teams. So what I did was, before I made my video about this guy, I actually did go and watch a bunch of POVs and look at like how he plays certain spots. Mate, listen, he's not Donk because nobody is Donk. I can't even believe Donk is Donk. That doesn't even make sense. Take Donk out the equation. This could be like the best other rookie rifler you've ever seen, mate. Not on Donk's level, because that's ridiculous, but I give the more analogy is, think about when Exertion came on the scene, think about when Axile was really good early on. These guys were like stars immediately. They had the super crispy aim, they had all the fucking skills to take all the duels. He is really fucking good. And he is really good as like, looks, he's not also as much of an aggro player as Donk, but he is good as like part of the entry pack. And so here's the thing. The reason I'd normally put this as ugly is every single criticism that we've all made and that everyone else has made in their videos is valid. How the fuck will he make this work with Tesses and Nico? Also, if you look how he plays, he's actually more like the Nico style than Donk or Tesses, by the way. So when you consider everyone thinks they're just going to move Tesses out, make him the fucking lurker and then get him kicked out the team, yeah, that's going to be rough. But here's why I'm still putting it as good. Because you know what? As much as everyone's banged on Zonic, I think the biggest failure of Falcons 2024 is thinking it was CSGO and you could actually work off, like, we've got all these, like, role players and fucking, this guy does all the hard lifting. Mate, CS2 is, like, peek someone and bang their fucking head off with an AK. So I actually think there is actually a world where maybe you can just have almost everyone in the team just be a fucking, like, aggressive rifler and then have Monacy also on the aggressive arm. I think there's actually a world where this works, just this roster, not even when they get bit in 3 months or whatever people think. I think there's a world where, for real, they just come in and they just gun everyone's head off because this kid looks really cracked. So I'm actually just going to say, I think this is a good movement. I mean, I'm up for it. I'm kind of hyped.
I was with you. I watched some of his like replays and shit like that, and his M4 control was like
his spray is nuts in it.
Yeah, it's honestly insane. Like it reminded me of like old CS. Like he was destroying people in fights. But won't their roles be all fucked up?
That's what people say. But again, who knows?
Who's gonna like be like anchoring down? Maui, what are they doing here?
Tessus will anchor. Tessus will anchor. Tessus was an anchor back on Heroic. He's not. Okay. He hasn't been an anchor for what, a year and a half now or something like that. But like he's. Like, he used to play B on Mirage for Heroic when they were really good in 2022 and 2023. So he's totally capable of doing it. So if Kixan and Tessus just take back seats to the Nico kyousuke show, I'm for it. I'm totally for it. Because I always thought that Tessus was the most like underappreciated B anchor. He was, to me, the way I described Tessus back then was like, he is so wildly overqualified to be a B anchor. And yet that's what he still did for Heroic. So like, he can do it. He can shift back to that. I think anchors are hard done, and he's gonna be the guy that's left holding the bag when they lose a game because because he'll just have worse stats now because he's gonna be like, oh wow, Tessus couldn't handle the role adjustment. It's like, yes, because anchors just get worse stats. Like you get worse fights that are not on your terms, and so you're gonna get worse stats in general. But it's gonna, to me, the question is gonna be when I watch kyousuke on Falcons, like, is the system serving everybody? Like, are the strats good? Like, is there good understanding of what they want to do in the mid round on a CT side when they are in a 4v5 deficit? Like, can they bring back rounds? Because if they just play like old Falcons did last year for me, or like when when Sonic was on complete fraud watch, it was just like they were just all sitting back and just hoping that the round would come to them, and I was getting like incredibly frustrated. I was like, okay, they're not even making plans in the mid rounds here. So I think that kyousuke is just going to be a huge injection for this team.
Well, wouldn't that be a problem, adding like a young fragger with plans in the mid round? Like, he's not going to be a vocal piece,
true.
for sure.
True.
Yeah, I don't know how well he's going to communicate this stuff.
By the way, it is
I
a
don't know if he's gonna
gamble,
come up with ideas.
but I also framed it this way because if they can make this work, it doesn't make any sense in terms of all like conventional role theory. It might actually just revolutionize CS. Maybe it just turns out there's a new way of thinking about CS too. Again, it's a different game.
Or they fucking honeymoon phase it and trick everyone.
True. Yeah, but here's the other thing, Sean. The reason there's no downside to Falcons is they have the infinite money glitch, mate. So if this doesn't work, then you go, right, can I have 2 million more, please? Hey, bitch, you want to fucking play? And then if that doesn't work, hey, we need an IGL. And then eventually, Zonic, they just go, we need a new coach. That happens eventually. So you tell me how many millions you're getting. Difference is other teams have to go, well, shit, we bought him now. Better play with him, I guess. Like, that's not so great, is it? Team Liquid. Sorry, it was an echo in it. Anyway,
that was crazy. You were in my head. I was literally thinking about
it. We're all
thinking
that. Anyway, Maui, I agree. Falcons last year stink. What could they? What kind of product could they have used?
Oh, one more point about Kyosuke, and then I'll talk about what stinks. The thing with watching him though, like in terms of POVs and just like the highlights and everything, is that like back in the day, you would see these really cracked out kids at like ESEA rank as like 17 RWS just like every single month or whatever, and they're just like smurfing in every pug they play. And the way that they would like work through Mirage is that they would just perfectly pre-aim everything as they're making their way through the entire map. Like Kyosuke is clearly of a new generation. Like if you dropped him in 2018 high level pugs, people would be like, what the hell is even happening? Because his micro is so much more like he's on rollerblades or on ice skates the entire time. It feels like this dude is just like at max movement speed at all points in time.
He moves a lot, by the way. He doesn't even do the dunk slide ball. He moves between all the shots as well. It's nuts.
No, he's jiggling everything and like wide swing randomly.
Yeah, every single peak is like it almost feels like he's taking his shots like I'm never seeing this guy stationary. Like he basically is like between angles, he's pivoting, wall strafing. It's not like it's wider than a jiggle, but it's like it's so controlled. Like I can't even explain it because his aim is so crazy good that he can have movement that looks like you're gonna get caught off on a timing here. Like you're gonna get caught off here if you just make this like bad peak.
But there's a bunch of games you can go and watch like in his actual competitive games. If you watch like when a CT's holding a spot where you normally get the drop on the guy, he does that thing where he comes in and you expect him to get shot and then he like uncrouches the second they fire it where his head was and then he kills them. And it's the one because one of the best things in CS is when you see the reverse POV and you're like, how could you do anything against that? That's when you know a player's sick, mate.
Yeah, and his first bullet is just so insane too. I feel like we brought up first bullet for like players over the past like I don't even know, like 10 years, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like first bullet's always going to be great, but while he's doing it while moving all the time, like he's doing it against moving targets. Like I need to see like an aim lab score of this guy too, because it just feels like he's off the charts. So I mean. Yeah,
that's what I feel like makes Dom so special, though, is how he pairs his movement with his shoot.
Sure.
Like he is like next gen in that regard. Yeah. Like it's not aim lab. Aim labs is just like mouse control. The way these like new school fraggers are playing is just like there's so much control. Like they're so good at pairing like their jiggles and wide swings with their mouse movement. Like they're way better than the old school days.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of people here, their mouse movement definitely stinks. So I've got something for you. We've got Mando here as a sponsor, one of our favorite sponsors for Snake and Banter, as they, as always, have a promo code CS2 in which you can actually get $5 off a starter pack for yourself. And if you go to shopmando.com, you can smell like us. It's been hot lately. Obviously, we've got the player break. It's a great time to go outside, talk to some people. Don't sit in front of your computer all day. You're never going to be Kyosuke. Let's just be honest. You're not going to be Donk anytime soon. Or maybe you will. But either way, you can smell good whether you are or are not these people. And so just go to shopmando.com, shopmando.com to get 40% off of a starter pack where you can try out all these different scents. I'm using the Cedar Grove one today. I've been using the Mount Fuji one in the past. I mean, there's so many great scents that make you smell pretty damn amazing. And the mini body washes are great too. You can just like try out so many different ways to get in. Personally, like I'm just using the stick deodorants all the time.
Yeah.
Like I use those all the time. That's basically how I start my days. Feels better on my skin than some of the deodorants I've used in the past. And the deodorants here, they are indeed paraben free. So if that irritates you in the past, I don't even know if it irritated me, but I feel better. So maybe it did.
Also, they have that like spray deodorant that actually you can literally spray it everywhere. It's actually safe for everywhere. I know people just did that anyway back in the certain other brands, but actually you shouldn't have been doing that back in the day. This is fine. I also agree, Maui. Thanks to Mando. Obviously, everyone uses it. I know it's weird because I don't actually know what parabens are. I thought that was just like congratulations in Portuguese or something. Straight fire language shock if anyone knows that, but whatever. It's all good. I know a little bit of the old Corralho. It's actually Carajo, by the way, and I know that, but I'll always say Corralho just to fucking piss them off even more. Anyway, random shots at the Brazilians there for no reason. Had nothing to do with it. Thanks for the ad. Thanks for the ad, Mando. Anyway, see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.